Folks, my wife has not been doing very well. She needed all my attention. That's why I have not been making videos often in the past. She is improving, and I thought I would make a quick video today. Hopefully, it's a quick one. A friend of mine asked me a very important question. Lots of things are happening in the world. In America, for example, racism is really gaining popularity. A lot of mass shootings. American government did not recognize the importance of the climate change, and so on. Several important things. Racism is the most important thing here. Very similar to what happened in Sri Lanka several decades ago to Tamilians. Some of the folks here in America are asking immigrants came from other countries recently to go back. Also, things are happening quite fast in India. What happened in Jammu Kashmir and in other European countries as well, also in Hong Kong and so on. I mentioned already in an earlier video that Indonesia, even without any rain, streets are full of water. Same thing in some places of Florida in America. They're all due to the rising level of the sea due to melting of the snow. Now, my friend asked me, having watched all these incidents, what is the role of this universal mind? That's what I want to talk to you about today. This is an extremely important point, important question. So please listen carefully. When he said universal mind, probably universal mind just a data store. Probably what he meant is the consciousness behind the universal mind, that is the eternal unknown, which I've been saying, dreaming this whole universe. About the dream, it's another topic. I already talked about it. I won't be mentioning about it here. The state of God or the state of the eternal unknown closest to human beings is this Maheshwara or Shiva with the three eyes or the three lights, white light, red light, and the golden light. And also it's called God, simply God in Christian tradition, which expresses as the three lights I mentioned. This is the state of the eternal unknown, known to human beings, closest to human beings. In Indian tradition, they even mention about Paramashivam Parashakti, that is the eternal unknown, but it's just theoretical. People have realized mostly the presence of the three lights in their spiritual experiences. Very rarely in the past, rishis have experienced the presence of the eternal mind, but no one except the so-called avatar has said, I am the eternal unknown. Rishis in the past have just listened to in their spiritual experiences after the opening of the seventh chakra from the eternal unknown directly appearing in various forms, talking about this Paramashvam Parashakti, the eternal unknown. But anyway, coming to today's topic, the role of the three lights I've been talking about very often in the past. The previous video I said the role of golden light, which generally yields to the dominance of various thoughts in the human mind. I also mentioned that how the energies in the seven chakras were created when human beings were introduced into the physical universe. So the Vishnu Tattva, Vishnu principle with the five snakes behind, or same thing about Vinayaka or Shiva with the five snakes on top of Shivlinga. That state and the three lights are the most important to today's topic. As I've been saying, the white light is the birthplace of all human beings. At that level, everybody is identical. They all vibrate at the same frequency. But when they are mixed with, or when they are surrounded by various ignorances in their mind, people appear to be different, behave differently. Otherwise, at the level of just the white light, they are all identical. Now, they are the embodiments of God, the eternal unknown, though they don't know that. Most of the folks don't know that. So, these human beings, being a form of God, they rule certain parts of human existence, and that is their own mental world. And also, they can change the physical universe using the five energies in the lower chakra. I've talked about these things later. So, when human beings, the embodiments of the eternal unknown in this physical universe, decide to do certain things to the physical universe as well as to humanity, to themselves as well, the eternal unknown, dreaming about all these things, or Maheshwara, with our three lights, or Vishnu Tattva, will not normally interfere. I talked about this with respect to the Sri Lanka shooting in an early video. Please go and watch that. Now, there are two ways in which very sorry very rarely the Shiva or Maheshwara Tattva interferes with the rulership of this humanity. One is through an avatar. Avatar generally means reincarnation. As I've been saying, people can be born with the tendencies of an earlier life. That's also sometimes called reincarnation. But the avatar in general is talked about the reincarnation of the eternal unknown, who has the knowledge of the whole kingdom of God and kingdom of heaven, and also the physical universe. When they come and talk, when they come and instruct, most of the time in the past they have been ignored. Or should I say most of the time, almost all the time it has been ignored. Their teachings have been ignored. Recollect what happened to Jesus Christ, Buddha, and also long time back there are not historical evidences for Krishna as much as Jesus Christ and Buddha. But let's consider Krishna teaching and what happened to his teaching. It's not clear whether Krishna, Mahabharata, and other things were just the dream of or the imagination of Vyasa, or really such an avatar existed. Without going into, note that I'm not saying Krishna is not an avatar. I'm saying there are not many historical evidences. That's what I'm talking about. As in the case of Jesus Christ, even in the case of Jesus Christ, his life was written by apostles after he is gone, after he died. So it's not 100% accurate. But there are some important things that have been written by more than one apostle. Anyway, even in the case of the most revered avatar, Lord Krishna, people didn't hear him. He was not even recognized as an avatar by everybody. Mostly, he was treated as a human being. People didn't listen to him. Same thing with Buddha and Jesus Christ, as I just now said. So, no wonder, even if a future avatar, Kalki, or whoever it is, or the present avatar, if you consider that as a present avatar, Kalki as a present avatar, most likely people will not listen to him. They will go on their own because the ignorance is so thick. There is one energy which will prevent this and which is doing its job, and that is the red energy, the red light, the divine red light. It's also compared to fire because one of the mantras, constituents of Shiva, three lights is, they are compared to three things: moon, which is white light, sun, which is golden light, and fire, the red light. Red light is considered as Shiva's own presence. It's a very, very violent. It's unlike golden light, which will yield. The role of red light, as I've been saying, is to protect the humanity, human body, including the mind, as well as the whole physical universe. That's why the red Jyoti is called Bhuma Devi, or earth consciousness. It's not simply earth. It is just the physical universe consciousness. What happens to someone with the five energies, five senses, five chakras? When the view, the view is called physical, or the consciousness is called earth consciousness. And if you trouble the physical universe, or if you trouble your body, for example, drinking a lot of alcohol, it's going to kick you back. It's going to communicate to you that you're doing something bad to your body. People will say, no, the red light immediately doesn't say that. It does. The only thing is, people don't recognize this immediately. So minute. It's not the major change that people can visibly see it or feel it, but it does kick you back when you try to do something harmful to the body, because the red light, red jyoti, divine red jyoti, is to protect your body. Not only a single body, the whole human bodies, whole physical universe. The energy around the sun, stars, everything is this red light, red jyoti. And that is the energy which is telling the humanity that they are doing something wrong to the climate. That is why the weather pattern in the world is changing, on around the earth is changing. It's causing a lot of climate issues. Red divine Jyoti is kicking back. It's telling you that something is wrong with your behavior. Change. If people don't change, it will do its job. In the past, probably you would have read some archaeological evidences or reports that people have died en masse in the past due to severe flood, severe climate change like ice age. Dinosaurs have been wiped out because of one such thing, one such reason, climate change. So, bottom line is, the Red Jyoti, Divine Jyoti, is telling the humanity, unlike the Golden Jyoti, which yields, Red Jyoti is very powerful in kicking back whenever the physical universe is being damaged. It's telling very clearly, change. If people are not going to listen to it, then there will be catastrophic effect on the humanity, on the physical universe. I'm not taking one side or other. For example, in the circumstances of what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, my goal is not to take this Indian side or Pakistan side, or what is happening in America. My position is not to take the side of um, the one group versus the other group. I don't take sides. I'm viewing the suffering of a whole humanity. My concern is not one group of humanity versus the other. The whole humanity is suffering. The whole universe will be suffering. There are very few in this time who has the view of the whole humanity, whole universe. They recognize the suffering of the whole humanity without taking any side. So the bottom line is that human beings, being the eternal unknown God, quote unquote God, who can rule the seven chakras, are ruled by the ignorances in the seven chakras, have the power to destroy humanity and the earth. When the earth is suffering, the rest of the physical universe also will suffer to some extent or other. Because, as like scientists have been saying, the axis of rotation of the earth is changing slowly. And it changes after some time. It will have its own effect on the moon and the rest of the planets. So, to answer my friend's question, what can one do about it? Can the eternal unknown do anything about it? It can only, the eternal unknown can only instruct, talk about the consequences, make people, humanity, aware of what they are doing. But if they don't hear, they have the full freedom to destroy themselves and reap the consequences. So, the choice is in the hands of the humanity. Take the view of golden light, love everyone. People have not experienced that joy and the love of the golden light. That's why they are settling down all this petty, simple, temporary, so called happiness in the world, and thereby destroying, creating troubles, hurting troubles to other people, hurting others. So I would suggest think about all these things and change. If you just listen to what I've been saying as just information to somebody else, you're mistaken. That's not the right way to listen to my videos, as I've been saying from my very first video. You have to change. You can change, irrespective of whether other people are changing or not. That's how major changes takes place. It takes place slowly, but certainly at the root level. So, folks, that's what I want to talk to you today. I'll talk to you very soon on another important topic. Enjoy the universe. It's your kingdom. It's up to you to destroy it and make it a joyful place to live. Talk to you soon.